And welcome, Magic Miscreants, Risen Dragon here with our first standard deck from Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, and I gotta say, I love this set. There's been so much nostalgia over the past, I would say, almost, year or so when it comes to Magic cards. I mean, you go to the D&D set, and now you go to Kamigawa. Innistrad, certainly, I didn't play Magic when Innistrad first came out, but just some really cool stuff. And this is a really interesting Rakdos build that I'm about to show you, and it evolves around discard, but there are so many other ways that this deck can beat you, so let's get into it. And I love this deck. It's really cool. We're going to start off with Concealing Curtains. It's a Defender, 0/4, 1 mana, but yet you transform it with 2 and a black, and when you transform it, the target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose a non-land card from it. If you do, that player discards the card and then draws a card. The draw's a little bit sketchy, but, if it gets rid of a threat, it gets rid of a threat. This is an interesting addition. It's Kumano Faces the Kakazan, and it's a saga, and then it becomes an enchantment creature. The first chapter deals 1 damage to each opponent and each planeswalker. When we cast our next creature spell, that creature enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. And when we exile it, it becomes a 2/2 creature, where if a creature dealt damage this turn by a source you controlled would die. You exile it instead. So you can exile some stuff with this too. It's pretty cool. Then we get into Acquisitions Expert. Again, this is a party card. The target opponent reveals cards from their hand equal to the number of people in our party, which is only going to be 2, but it gets rid of a card. They discard it. Elderfang Disciple discards a card. Inscription of Ruin, another great card here. If you kick it, and you can do any number of these things. A target opponent discards 2 cards. You return target creature with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, or you destroy target creature with mana value 3 or less. Really great card there. Soul Shatter is just another one. Each opponent sacrifices a creature or planeswalker with the highest mana value they control. Long Reach of Night is a very interesting saga, because each opponent sacrifices a creature unless they discard a card. Now, if they don't have any creatures on the board, it's kind of useless, but this is one that can play into a few things. When it transforms, whenever it attacks, it gets +X/+0 till end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in defending player's graveyard. It's kind of a cool card. Immersturm Predator, gotta have this one. This one just eats graveyards, okay? And part of it is a part of this deck. At first I ran Go Blank, and then I realized that doesn't really work. This card, you can kind of spot remove stuff, so basically whenever it becomes tapped, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on Immersturm Predator, never mind my dog. Sack another creature and it gains indestructible, and then you tap it. Carter's Vicious Return, you can sacrifice a creature. When you do, Carter's Vicious Return deals 3 damage to any target. Each player then discards a card, and then we can return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it, and it gains haste. It's pretty cool. And we have Turgid. Okay, we're running so much sacrifice and so much discard. You got to put this young lady in there. You really do. You really do. All right, so also, we're running some of our man lands here. We're running Takenuma Abandoned Mire. Basically, you can mill cards, and it can put some stuff in our graveyard for Carters to deal there. And then also we have some channeling here with Sakenzan, Crucible of Defiance. Sideboard, Cinderclasm gets rid of like weenie decks. Shadow's Verdict, again with the weenie stuff. Professor's Warning is a very versatile card. I like it. You can, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature, or it gains indestructible. We throw Valky in there just simply because if we can't destroy their stuff, we can steal it. And also to Soul Shatter, running 2 more copies of that. So overall, this is a really good deck. I really enjoy it. It's got some flexibility with it. Its main theme is discard, but certainly it can beat you in many different ways. And for those of you that are new to my channel, basically what we do is we do a best of 1 and then we do a best of 3, just so you can see how the deck performs in those environments. So without further ado, let's get to the games. We are against Ajakal, I think that's an I at the front. So opponent goes first. I think we're going to keep this because that can transition nicely into the Elder Fang and then into the Acquisitions Expert. And we'll go from there. So, see how things go. I don't know where you all are located, but here in southern New Hampshire today, we are in this phase of New England weather called false spring. And it's basically like you have the actual winter, and then you have some days that they're really, really warm, and then at the end of this week, we're going to get a big blizzard. So at this point, Mother Nature is just kind of pulling numbers out of the lotto, trying to figure out what the temperature is. We will keep this. Let's see what this person has for us. We are going to do the Kumano into the Eldafang Disciple and then into the Acquisitions Expert, in theory. We'll see what they do. Okay, that is good. We also have that option as well. I like possibly doing the Concealing Curtains with a +1/+1 counter on it. It just makes a 4/5 with Menace. I like that idea. I might go with it. We'll see what happens. Oh, is this a mirror match? Is this a mirror match? No, this is Rakdos. You know what? We're going to make them discard first. I think we can keep the Concealing Curtains to a... I think we can keep the Concealing Curtains to for another turn. So... you just get rid of another Soul Ripper. Okay. Voldaren Epicure. Okay, again, the thing I love about these lower builds is that you can really do a lot with them. Or not the lower builds. In the lower rungs of the ladder, you're just up against so many different cool decks. Now what are they going to do here? Gonna sack something here? Maybe. I don't know. Alright, so what we're gonna do is this. We're gonna put down the Concealing Curtains. Put down Concealing Curtains. Or are they just gonna... okay, now we put down an Acquisitions Expert. We figure out what they've got in their hand to... they're trying to figure out which one to kill. So... either way, I'm just gonna make your life miserable. So... okay, yeah, they decide to go with that because it only reveals one card. And clearly they've got something in here that's worth hanging on to. So they have to figure out which card it is. Okay, we're just going to ditch them out, and we're going to swing in with Etching of Kumano. They take it. I think next turn we look at another Voldaren Epicure. That's coming in with... the Makutai Ripper, Soul Ripper. And I'm okay with that. Because what they'll do next turn is we will... okay, they crew it. Yep. Alright, that works. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's interesting. I like that. I like that idea. They use the blood tokens as the artifact to sacrifice to the Soul Ripper. I like that. I like that a lot. So that's going to come in with a counter. Now here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the Acquisitions Expert to start. Okay, they just do the Infernal Grasp, and that's okay. We will go from there. They don't have anything to discard. We're going to swing in. See, they can't really sacrifice the Voldaren Epicures because they just get exiled. So... boom. Alright, well, that's no good. Now we do this. And I think, if anything, we sacrifice one of the Acquisitions Experts to block the Soul Ripper with the Immersturm. So... that's a very interesting idea. I like that idea. Oh, except it gives it Menace, so I don't think we can do that if they sacrifice the creatures. They didn't crew it. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Now, they may... Alright, we're going to activate the ability. Agadeem's Awakening. That goes bye-bye. Okay. So... yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to get rid of that. Wonder if our board is just too big that they're not going to be able to... I mean, they're not going to be able to block that, so... okay. I mean, if they put down another... yeah, we got them. Excellent! On to the best of 3. And we are going to do our best of 3 matchup against Big Phil! Big Phil will be our... one. This one we will keep. As Big Phil tries to figure out what in... we're playing a 104 card deck. Okay. Well, Big Phil, certainly... I am for you, sir. I am for you. Or madam, for that matter. Okay, Elderfang Disciple. Let's see what you discard, and then we're gonna go from there. We can go from there. Okay, Toxic Scorpion. Interesting. Alright. Sure. Duress. Okay. We're not running Duress in this particular build just simply because it, I don't think it quite fits the theme because, you know, when we get a Turgid in there... okay, Concealing Curtains, boom. Sure. Alright, do that, and boom. Okay. So, Concealing Curtains is actually a really annoying card. It really is. It's also very versatile and just do a lot of stuff with it. Zhugan defends the temple, huh? Okay. Well, guess what? I'm waiting on the Soul Shatter there. We're going to do this. Give this Menace. They're going to reveal their hand, and we are going to get rid of the Shadow's Verdict. I'm not a huge fan of that in this build. Although that's going to probably destroy the Revealing Eye. But once we get the... oh wait, that doesn't have a converted mana cost. Neither does that, so see what happens. So Big Phil as we wait. What are we doing? I'm thinking they're thinking that, you know, do you use the Witherbloom command? Do you... yep, you do that. Oh, we mill. And they did the life gain stuff. Okay. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Because what we can do is this. We can do the Long Reach of Night. Bim. And do Long Reach of Night. And do they have any creatures? They don't. They have one creature, so that would feed into the Long Reach a little bit. But we do have the 2 Soul Shatters, so that we can get rid of the Zhugan and the whatever else they have. So what does this do again? Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you may pay X. When you do, put 1. Okay, so there we go. That's an interesting one. And what do they... okay, they've got something. I'm guessing that's like a Poison the Cup or something like that. But we do have 2 Soul Shatters. We can kind of work around it, I think. We can take some damage. I'm okay with that. Oh, yeah, hey, do that. Okay. So do they discard a card here? Do they discard a card here? Yes, they do. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll do the Soul Shatter. Okay. Well, we'll see what they play for, their... That's gotta be a Poison the Cup. It's gotta be. Vengeful Reaper, eh? And guess what? Let's see what else they play here. Reaper Talisman. Okay, cool. So we're just gonna make you sack that. And I'm gonna say no thank you. Haha, Tergrid. Okay. Boom. Alright. And there's that. Are they in trouble here? Maybe. Maybe not, though. We will see. Let's see. Whenever a equipped creature attacks, gains death touch. Okay. That's one you don't see very often. Okay, power word. Kill! Alright, well, anyways. We win that one. Okay. So, do we throw in... do we run 4 of these? I don't think so. I think we run 2 of these, Feed the Swarms. Because if they're running some artifacts, then we kind of figure out, okay, well, just go from there. Alright. So let's see what we can do. Again, this deck disrupts quite a bit. So if we can play the disruption game, we might be able to fend them off for a little bit. But this one is always... Yeah, this one we keep because we can make our creatures bigger. We just have to do this, do that, boom. So then we're going to ping them for 1. And then we throw in the... I think we throw down the Elderfang Disciple and then the Acquisitions Expert because that'll give us 2 to choose from. If they don't get rid of my creature beforehand. So, okay, there's that. Alright, nice. And we draw a land. Always good. Elderfang Disciple. They get to discard a card and we say no mas. Bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Okay, I discarded a land. I think the Valkyrie might come down next, but... Okay, they gain a life. That's okay. Ranger class, huh? Okay. Okay, cool. Well, we can do a few things. We can do... I think we do this. We do Concealing Curtains. And then we do Acquisitions Expert. Just build up our board a little bit. Just build up our board a little bit here. And they're going to reveal some cards to us. And we're going to say... which one do you pick? And we go from there. And... Diagraph Scavenger. Yeah, we're going to get rid of that one. I don't want their board being too big. So, they block with the wolf. That's okay. Because next turn, if we don't get the Vengeful Reaper, huh? So here, I think what we do is we activate this. They don't have anything, so we can't discard. They can't discard that, but they do have Menace, so that will come in. That doesn't have Lifelink, but it does have Death Touch, which kind of irks me a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. They have another Vengeful Reaper. Okay. Fun stuff. And they do pump up the Ranger class. So the next thing, we can't... Can we? No, we can't play that quite yet. We can do the Acquisitions Expert, and... What do they have? They have a land. Okay, well, they can discard it. No attacks. Worst comes worst, we can even put down the... I mean, really, the Acquisitions Experts don't really mean that much to me. Hate to say it, but... So we can do, we if we get a land, which they don't, but we could do a Soul Shatter, that'll work. Soul Shatters always work. Or not always, but they work. Boom. So they get the Menace. Now they do have the powered up Ranger class, and they have another Vengeful Reaper. Okay, that works. Like I say, we get another land, and Carter's comes down. Ask and ye shall receive. So what we're going to do is we're going to say bye-bye to you. We'll sing some Michelle Branch here. Goodbye to you. Alright, and boom. There we go. I could also put down the Turgid's Lantern next turn. We get him! Woohoo! Alright. So as we saw in those games, this deck has some really nice potential to do some serious damage, take away the fuel of our opponent's hands, and really just swing in and do some nasty damage. You saw in the best of one, we actually built up a rather large board with some of the smaller creatures that we had. Just added some like fodder to some of the sack outlets we had. We didn't really get to see Carter's Vicious Return come in, but the options were there. But I think this deck in general, on the lower rungs, I think this is a great deck to have. I think it's a good build. Certainly there's a lot of flexibility built into it. So until next time, everyone, have fun. May all your draws be godlike. May all your spells hit the board. Risen Dragon is out. Have a great night, everybody.